We ordered this VO Switch Pod off of Amazon. It has worked great, super easy to install. You run your wires across the top here and through the firewall. Hey, welcome. Cody with Hitch to Hitch. So today I'm gonna play with the Jeep again. We're gonna install the Insane Audio head unit, the backup camera, and I'm gonna make an attempt to install the Switch Pod. So this is a Switch Pod we went with. So since I got to rip the dash apart, I might as well just do both of them. So basically we got to pull this out. There's a screw in here that we got to take out. There's a screw up here, and then it's popping the dash apart. You got to take the top off, this piece off, and then I'm gonna have to take the A-pillar out and part of the top here in order to do the switch pod. So the switches mount right up here, so they'll go between the two sun visors, and we're gonna wire some rock lights up to those and stuff later on, but that's the plan for now. So I'll kind of talk you through it as I do it, I guess, and show you what I end up tearing up. All right, so you got a screw you got to take out right here. If you have your switches for Windows here, you just got to pop that switch out and then unplug the switches. I don't, so we got manual doors. So you take that screw out, you pop your panel off here under this. You got one screw here and one screw on the other side. So that does that part, and then basically you just pop the rest out, and I may need two hands. Oh, I might be able to get it out with one. Let's see. There we go. Well, one-handed operation here. Ooh, so I got that out. For the camera, I'm gonna have to run a wire from there and through the firewall, which is the same spot I have to wire the switch panel. So that's the other reason why I'm gonna do this, but doing both at the same time. So we'll knock that out, and then I'm going to pop this panel out here and this pillar, and in order to do that I have to take this out. So I'm gonna do that next and get that ready to go so I can work on the switch pod as well. So this piece here and your second hole right here, you got a little screw you got to take out Phillips head, and then the two top ones for your visor is a T20. And then because I have a let's see if I can get it, there you go, speaker, I had to unplug it from here, but I got the side out, the pillar out, and then this piece is just going to pop down just enough for me to install what I need to install and run the wire behind it. So all right, well, just like usual, it gets dark on me, and here's the switches. So that's what they look like at night. I haven't put rocker switches on the bright lights there, so let's black those out for a second. But here's the other ones, and you can turn them on. They light up on top, light up in the bottom when they're off. It says what they are. You can change, there's a bunch of extra switches, and then you can hit the power button and turn it right off, turn it back on, and then if you hold that down, it'll dim it. See how it starts to dim, and if you hold it down again, it brightens it back up. So pretty sweet. I'll show you tomorrow exactly where I routed all the wires, because you can't see anything right now, but out here under the hood got it all plugged up. Don't mind my cookie, but that's where the whole pod's mounted for the brain, and then you feed your wires in through those holes. I ran the wires across the top and over there. The lights are on, but I got it plugged up to the battery and got it all cleaned up, so I'll show it in the daylight tomorrow. All right, so it's the next morning, and now I have light to show you what I did. As you can see, I got all the dash back together, all that good stuff, but there's a grommet. Let's see. Okay, so this is your OBD2 port. There's a grommet right up there behind it that you can see. This is what's left of my wire for the backup camera that I got to run to the back, and then right down there is where that rubber grommet is that you can feed everything through. So this is my power wire. I ran it across the top with the other two over to the battery on the other side, and then this is where your box mounts and this is where you run your other wires for your 8 switches and you mount them inside. Haven't done any of that yet. I'm gonna put this light bar on one of them. The rock lights will be on one. I'll have a compressor and some other things eventually. So this is your fuse. You can see it in there, and a zip tied along the top, and then I just cleaned up the wire. Now this wire here you can put into your fuse box here, and what that does is it'll give you power to your switch panel whenever the Jeep is on, but no power when it's off. I want to be able to turn it on and off whenever I want, so that's why I did not connect it that way. So right now Jeep's off, no keys, and I can hit the power button and it will come on. So I got my switches. I gotta, like I said, I gotta install the other 4 because I hadn't decided what I'm gonna put up there yet. I do need to adjust this a little bit because it needs to slide down a little further in order for me to get this side of the T-top on. So I'm gonna work on that here in just a minute and get what I need done on that part so I can get that installed. All right, so I had to readjust this, and reason being is last night in the dark I did not set it right. So I got it all put up right. Let me show you from up top what you have to do. So you have to make sure that you loosen this bracket up and you slide the hook in between the bracket and the body of the switch panel, because if you don't, then your T-top won't latch. So make sure you do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the T-top back on, but that's one in particular thing that you need to make sure you do properly. Everything's worked good. The switch pod works great up here, so just touch it, turns on. Got all the switches installed, and I actually got them hooked to the light bar up front, so the light bar flips on whenever we flip the switches on. So everything's working out good. All right, until next time, keep bringing your dreams to reality.